Hey, college football fans, Kirk Herbstreit here. Whether you're home gating or tailgating this season, score big on Game Day Eats with Eckridge Smoked Sausage. And now you can enter the 2019 Road to the National Championship sweepstakes. You can join me at the College Football Playoff National Championship in Santa Clara, California for a chance to throw to win $1 million. To enter and learn more, visit EckridgeFootball.com. No purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Sweepstakes ends 12/2018. Contest rules online.
Hello and welcome to another highly questionable week. You know why it's highly questionable? Not because it's the name of the show, because this guy right here is here to give his hot takes. It's Stugotz from the radio, ESPN Radio, 10 to 1 Eastern every day. What do you like on the show today, Stugotz?
Thank you, Dan. I look forward to LeBron James discussing him trying to get another coach fired.
Is he going to discuss it? Dale, papi.
Luke Walton stay as the Lakers coach number after his meeting with Magic.
Okay, that's an Adrian Wojnarowski report already. After 3 games, Luke Walton was complaining about the officiating, and now comes this report that Magic Johnson is giving him a scolding because the team has started slow. Now, I am old enough here to betray that I am not young. I am going to use a bunch of old phrases here to show you just how impatient Magic Johnson is. Do you remember his coaching career? It lasted 16 games. It involved an ejection, and then he took the beeper of Vlade Divac going off during one of his meetings. He threw it against the wall and shattered it. Magic Johnson has no patience. He expects always to win now because he's been winning for more than a quarter of a century at everything he's ever done.
I don't think the story is about Magic Johnson. I think the story, as always, is about LeBron James going to Magic Johnson and saying, hey, I don't think that's the right coach for me. And by the way, the right coach for me just got let go from Cleveland. I want Tyronn Lue to be the next head coach of the LA Lakers. I'll tell you what, Luke Walton will be there as long as LeBron wants him there.
You know what? You might think that that's a bit of a hyperventilation overreaction from him, but early on in the Heat career, when they started 9-8, Pat Riley will tell you that LeBron James was fishing around for an out on Eric Spoelstra.
Does anyone know what today's date is?
The date is what, November 2nd? Friday, November 2nd, I think?
Oh, I don't know. It feels like Christmas, though.
Oh, there we go. Okay, it's December 25th. That's what I meant to say. Happy birthday, Papi, or happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, whatever.
Are you convinced that the 49ers have something in Nick Mullens?
I believe it's Mullens, but hey, he can be forgiven for that. We didn't know what we were watching yesterday, even though he predicted. He told you that Nick Mullens was going to be huge, had never thrown a pass, undrafted as a player, and he goes out last night and he totally ravages the Raiders. Not since 1970 has a quarterback debuted with this kind of passer rating, and I think what last night proved, this is not about Mullens, is how good Shanahan is at coaching openings in a defense, because those were just random plays and Oakland had zero answers for any of them.
What it proves is that any quarterback can play well against that Oakland Raider defense. That's what it proved to me last night, Dan. Like, he didn't do it against a good team. He did it against the Raiders. And next week, he has to do it against the Giants. And the week after that, he has to do it against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have no idea if Mullens is a good quarterback, and I won't know until he plays a real team and a real defense.
Yeah, I think he's right about this. I think Shanahan can make a 3-game run over this that gets this guy paid like Garoppolo.
I know how the Raiders can turn this thing around.
How's that?
Well, you trade one of those first-round picks for Nick Mullens. That's the way you do it.
That is the way you do it.
You're right.
Yeah, you know what? I think what Gruden's going to do is he's going to take all those first-round picks that he has and trade for Khalil Mack.
Do you buy Hue Jackson's explanation for his failure with the Browns, or is he just making excuses?
That's made me really sad watching him on First Take talking about the players that he would have taken and the things that he wasn't allowed to do. But he's got such a dismal coaching record that I understand why you would want to go on television and defend yourself, because no one with that resume is going to get hired as a head coach again. So now he's out just politicking for himself. And if I were his marketing people, it's what I'd be telling him him to do. It may look ugly and petty, but it's not as ugly and small as that record that he has, which is going to damn him for the rest of his coaching career.
Dan, I wouldn't simply dismiss this, though. And if this is true, then there's a real problem. If he wanted to take these quarterbacks, Mahomes, Carson Wentz, and was told not to take the quarterbacks, there is a major problem where the Browns are hiring head coaches who don't have the final decision on who their guy is going to be, on who their players are going to be. And I don't think that's the way you run a successful NFL franchise.
Again, though, Hue Jackson doesn't have any winning arguments to make here, because I'm not making this up when I give you this number. Bill Belichick, for the next 50 years, would have to go 0-16 to have the same winning percentage as this guy. If that was your winning percentage, I'm not making that up. It's 50-plus years of 0-16s. I'm not exaggerating. It's a mathematical fact to have the winning percentage that Hue Jackson does. You make arguments for yourself when that's how bad you've been.
He can't get hired again. Right after Oakland fires John Gruden, give him another 10-year deal, you know what I mean?
Hue Jackson was 8-8 with the Raiders. Do you realize that was nirvana for Hue Jackson? Like, that was heaven for him. 8-8.
Was that trash talk from Tricky Nicky?
Oh, Tricky Nicky's got a big one this week, and they go to LSU. LSU's got an elite defense. That place is hard to play at night, but Alabama is still a 2-touchdown favorite, and Nick Saban knows how good his team is. This team is the best one that he has had. This is the best quarterback that he has had, and so when he is asked here by a caller, which will you elect to do in the upcoming game? Will you elect to kick, or will you elect to receive? This is what Nick Saban said.
Well, to be honest with you, I hope we elect to kick ass is what I hope we do, but
boom. Boom. What are you going to do to that, Orgeron? Man, this dude has every reason in the world to be confident about his football team. He's never had a quarterback this good, and Alabama is looking at going into LSU and ruining this season for everybody, because LSU is as good as any defense that can slow them, and I don't think they will.
He was still processing whether or not to say that. You're right. He could say whatever he wants at this point, but he's still processing. Should I say this? Should I give them bulletin board material? It is funny with Nick Saban, Dan, because this is what I would like the players to do. I want them to go out there for the coin toss. Heads, tails. And if Alabama wins, hey, do you want the ball? Do you want to play defense? No, we want to go kick.
Do what you want with the ball. Do whatever you want with the ball. We don't care. All we're here to do is to take those and kick them.
I wish you would have elected to kick when he was coaching the Dolphins.
I know.
That's a good point.
Such a good point by my father. He didn't elect to do that. Yep. You know what he elected to do? Go 7-9. That's what he elected to do, and then leave.
Excellent point.
Yeah, he ran like a rabbit to the airport.
Like a rabbit, he ran to the airport. Bonus content from my father.
Like a rabbit, that's right. Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
What was the best thing about 25 people in a house?
Oh, the best thing is that, we had 3 refrigerators. We had a buffet every night, so it was awesome, man. It was a lot of food.
When tracking the domestic dust bunny, you commonly find them hiding under wardrobes next to lost socks. Don't move too suddenly or they'll scurry off. What's utterly fascinating about the dust bunny is that although they are not actually sentient creatures, when they hear that Geico not only saves people money, but also has a 97% customer satisfaction rating, it's obvious to them you should switch. Because yes, switching to Geico is a no-brainer. Oh no, it's the dust bunny's only natural predator. Run along, dust bunnies, run along.
Joining us at the beach today, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Schuster is what it is. It's a bit of a speed bump my father got to there. It's a tough name. He joins us on behalf of Call of Duty Black Ops 4. He's interesting. Let's talk to him. Can you tell me a little bit about where it is that you grew up and how it is that you grew up?
So I was born in Long Beach, California. Kind of moved around from Long Beach to Orange County. And, just raised in a household with my brothers and sisters. I said living in my grandma's garage, too, with 25 people in the house was super nice. But not only that, though, it was a fun experience, we had our struggles like everyone else. But the outcome of it, it paid off. And, I'm blessed where I'm at today.
What was the best thing about 25 people in a house?
Oh, the best thing is that, we had 3 refrigerators. We had a buffet every night, so it was awesome, man. It was a lot of food.
What was the worst part of 25 people in one house?
There's only like 2-3 bathrooms.
Yes,
so like waking up in the morning, you got either gotta wake up like an hour early for everybody or like 10-13 minutes. But it was just like, the bathroom was huge because everyone wants to, get ready for work or school, and you just have to share it.
What do you remember about sports, about football, and your link to them?
Just growing up as a kid, pretty much football was like my outcome of going outside and playing. So that was my way of being very active. And I've been playing since I was 4 years old. And I've been playing with like family, friends, not only football, but I also played rugby too. So I was kind of going back and forth with that. Ran a little bit of track. Then football stuck all the way. And, me being linked to that, I had, older cousins and family who played too. So just following their path.
What would you say was the closest you were to quitting football for rugby?
When I got my first scholarship for rugby, it came before football. And pretty much I was like, man, I'm going to just do rugby. I loved it. It was better. I was the best player on my team. It was just so easy for me to do. So why not go with that? But then when football started coming in and then offers after offers, and I finally got USC, and I was like, man, I got to play football. And you also get paid more too.
Yeah, there's that as an added bonus. But did I just hear you say that rugby was better?
Yeah, man. I mean, I love rugby, better than football, actually. And then football kind of just grown on to me. The reason why I love rugby more because it's open field, there's no pads, there's no blocking, and it's just pretty much on all your ability, talent, and skills just to play the game.
Can you tell us the story of your name? What is the story? There has to be your first name, your last name. They both have to have stories behind them, right?
Yeah, so my first name, not a lot of people know, is actually John. Was named after my uncle. And, Juju came from, just being a nickname since I was a kid. Kind of went from, like, John to Choo Choo, and then, like, the train, and it kind of just stuck to Juju, and then that stuck all the way. It's just such a catchy name. And, principals, teachers, classmates, they all call me Juju. And then my last name, Smith, comes from my biological dad. And my second last name, Schuster, comes from my stepdad, who's been in my life since I was 4 years old. He's been taking care of me since I was a kid. So to honor his both last names is something I had to do.
When is it that you made that decision? Can you tell us a little bit about, he must have been very moved by that, right? Your stepfather?
Yeah, he was very, very happy. I made that decision coming out of, I was in college. I was still 17, so I couldn't change it legally. So like my sophomore years, I added his last name just to honor his last name, what he's done for me and my family. And, to this day, I love him to death, consider him as my real dad. So, today, I'm just happy to have that on.
All right, Juju, my father's got something for you. Are you ready? You don't look ready. Are you ready? You're ready. All right, now he's ready. Go ahead, Papi. What do you got for him?
Juju, can you teach me how to Juju on that beat?
Okay, Juju on that beat is what he would have said if he was familiar with the terminology. Juju on the beat.
Juju on that beat.
Yeah, I got you. So you pretty much put your shoulders up, arms up, and just go like this. Very simple and easy. Juju on that beat. Juju on that beat. Juju on that beat.
Juju on that beat. Juju on that beat.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
There you go, Papi.
Thank you, sir.
That's good. It's like salsa. Juju on that beat. Coming up next on my son's TV show,
Mac Loudermilk. Let's check in with Mac Loudermilk. Is it appropriate behavior? You're pinning them down there at the 2-yard line, and what does he do? Where is he? Oh, nice.
Time to play the game that is a master of illusion. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, we question them.
Now you see it, now you don't.
There you go. Now you see it, now you don't.
Do you question if this is appropriate behavior from a punter?
UCF is 8-0 again for 2 straight years. They've been the best and most exciting team in the state of Florida. Last night they win against Temple after getting down early. Their punter has a great name, Mac Loudermilk. Let's check in with Mac Loudermilk. Is it appropriate behavior? You're pinning them down there at the 2-yard line, and what does he do? Where is he? Oh, nice. Oh, wow. And some Vince Vince McMahon.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. That guy's got the look. He's got the game.
I was going to say, when you're a punter with that kind of hair, you can do whatever the hell you want.
You know what? I want this guy in the Heisman conversation. Let me see if he walks that way up to the stage.
Did you see his photo?
His photo? No.
Yeah.
What happened with his photo?
Oh, wow.
That's not how I had him looking.
How was that punting?
I did not have him looking lumberjack. I had him looking as a surfer. That beard changes everything.
Do you question if this is good defense?
Okay, we cover soccer around here very intensely. We will go anywhere in the world to find that soccer, to shame whoever's involved in that soccer. I'm told we go to something that might be indoor rec league soccer. Let's see what we have here.
All three of my bowling pins.
Oh,
man.
Bang! Oh, bang! Oh, bang!
Oh,
yes!
oh, man.
And look at number 10. He can't decide between I want to kick it, I want to be in pain, I want to move away.
Great defense.
Great defense.
I think that I have seen a clip like that before.
Oh, yes, he has. Why
wow.
was he caressing his face like if it was a razor commercial? Bang!
Bang!
Bang! Oh, yes! Oh, bang!
Oh,
yes! Yes!
Bang!
Another one, my father says, not realizing it's a replay.
In the face.
What's a replay?
My father just muttered under his breath, what's a replay?
You got it.
Do you question if Red Sox fans know how to celebrate?
Okay, I questioned it based on yesterday when we showed you a video that made me gag on television of some dude trying to eat horse poop. And the reason I bring that up now is because I know the producers are going to try and bring back a joke here around on the back end where they try to get me vomit again. But here's where we check in with a guy just running down the street. Oh, man. You gotta be kidding me. Get out of here. And nothing says championship like breaking your face against shards of cutting glass.
Well, I like it better when the glass doesn't break.
Oh, yes. We've got a few of those in our collection, don't we? Is this the tennis court? Yeah, this is the streaker. Yeah, bang! It is better that way. It is better that way. My father wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. Also better when it's nude, too, by the way.
Time to play the game that wants all the smoke. See or no?
We are much too old to want all the smoke. You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued.
Sunday night on NBC, Packers and Patriots.
Michael Jordan makes good commercials. Michael Jordan doesn't do a lot of commercial work now, but he decided to do some for NBC, and he's sort of playing up the idea that he's going to play LeBron James one-on-one. That's what it sounds like until it doesn't.
A lot of talk going on these days about who is the greatest ever, about who has the titles, the raw talent, the most clutch moments. I get it. It's a tough call. I mean, even the jersey numbers are the same. But maybe the best way to settle this debate is to play it out head to head.
Oh, and there's the haunting music that brings you goats from the past. Look at them.
I'll watch that.
We'll all watch that. Stugotz, are you intrigued?
I will watch that. I'll watch that commercial. I'll watch LeBron play Michael Jordan. Michael would win that game by 30, by the way. I'll watch everything. But Brady, Rodgers, yeah, who doesn't want to watch that?
Wow, you got a bonus take there of Michael would beat LeBron by 30 in one-on-one. Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued because, everybody's going to be surprised in that game, because 5 minutes after the game starts, Aaron Rodgers is going to get hurt and he's going to be removed from the game, and the Sean Kaiser is going to come in. And that's the guy that is going to make the difference in that game. It's going to be the Sean Kaiser against Tom Brady and Belichick, and I'm telling you something, the Sean Kaiser is going to kick in that game.
The Sean Kaiser, 0-15 as a starter.
He's getting closer to the first win of his life.
Okay, very good.
That's going to be the one. That's right.
My father rise up there like a goat.
Tonight on the Yes Network, Rockets and Nets.
Oh, on the Yes Network. My answer is no network. But let's check in here if we can with Stephen A. Smith going after everybody.
Now, let me get to my other point, Max. Carmelo Anthony. It's bad.
He is becoming a professional wrestler. You realize that, Stephen A. is? Stugotz, are you intrigued?
I mean, excellent use of the pause of silence.
Excellent. He's a thespian. He's been in General Hospital. He's a wonderful actor.
I was hanging on his every word.
Every word, and there were only like 5 of them. Usually there are 5,000 of them. Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. I have a prediction to make. The Rockets will lose.
Wow, he's not as good at that as Stephen A. Smith is.
But no one is.
No, that's true. But no one's quite that bad either.
That's all the time that we have for today.
All right, there it is. Boom. Enjoy your weekend.
It wasn't any better the second time.
Have a great...
Really? Really? Really?
It worked so well the first time.
Hold on. Let's see if we can time it together.
Weekend!
I was a little late.
My name is Lauren. I'm 33. I didn't want my identity to be the smoking mom. My first experience with Juul, I do remember being like, this is good. It's like a cigarette, but not. I don't miss smoking at all. Like, I can officially say it grosses me out.
Juul is the tobacco alternative that delivers nicotine satisfaction without cigarette ash or lingering odor. Make the switch at JUUL.com/sports.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
As a young boy, Gavin loved playing football. He lived and breathed it, wanted to go pro. Why, he'd spend hours upon hours just practicing his touchdown dances. And one day, while getting fitted for bifocals, he realized he was never much good at throwing, or running, or catching, or even kicking. Yeah, Gavin's chances of playing pro football were looking like 4th and long. Very long. But he did hear how Geico could save him money on car insurance, so he switched and saved. Then he did kind of a touchdown dance. At least he was still good at that.